O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Time to rock and roll, baby, here at Hialeah Park. Yes, sir, it is. It's Thursday. That's, where we're at every Thursday, every afternoon right here at Hialeah Park with the Brunetti family. And I'm sure Steve Calabro will be swinging by. By the way, if Dougie Fresh is watching, this is if I remember, Dougie Fresh, this is the shirt you gifted me many moons ago, actually. So it's nice and loose on me now, actually, really loose. I walked here, huh? What'd you say? I walked here. I did not get scooted over here like the wife is with. She is here. She drove. Because I'm not ready to drive yet. I think by Monday I might be able to drive, but I'm already got the cane, but I'm walking now. So it's the new stage now for the recovery of the foot. Still, it's like a 6-month recovery deal. Like I won't be able to run or anything like that for like 5-6 months, something like that. It's going to take a while for me to do, as the doctor would call it, explosive movements. So it's funny because now I have this thing that I want to like lose the weight, and now I'm limited in the exercises that I could do because without my ankle, I can't do a push-up. I can't do a plank. I can't do any running. I can't do any basketball. I can't. So I could just like start, right now I can only walk in short distances. But eventually all I'm going to be doing is, doing a lot of walking is probably what I'm going to be doing. But it's crazy.
I was just giggling because, you're like, for both of us, neither one of us were doing explosive movements leading up to your injury.
No.
It's just like, I can't run. I can't. Well, I really was running before the injury. But
But I asked Pat in Nashville. I tried an explosive movement in front of him when we were at the U2 concert where we tried to beat everybody out. And, boy, I was dying, dude. So I said, no, that's it. When I got this foot thing and I said, no, I'm gonna change my ways. And it's crazy because I've lost like 20 something pounds, almost 30 pounds, I think like 27 pounds or something like that. And I have no exercise at all. It's just cutting out a ton of food and, any sodas or anything like that. It's just eliminating any of that. And you just start dropping weight like it's, going out of style. So it's just funny how it is, man. But anyway, so it's a good day today that I was able to walk to the event. Tomorrow we'll be at the youth fair. We'll have the tent out and everything, so we'll be broadcasting live out there. That show will start somewhere around 4:00, by the way, tomorrow at the youth fair. Okay, so we'll have a little fun there, and we got a lot of things to talk about, man. Obviously, with the Dolphins making moves, still making moves, and they just signed Kendall Fuller now to a 2-year deal. I really like that move. 2 years, $16 million. That's the deal that just came across the wire. So that's actually pretty cool. So we'll be able to talk about a lot of things that the Dolphins have done, and we'll get into that stuff. Obviously, basketball last night. We had the Heat and the Mavs enter Miami with a terrific performance against Nashville. Love that. I love that they won and they beat Gary Smith. I just, that makes me happy seeing that. So that's good. How you feeling, bro? You. By the way, Sean is down like 23 pounds?
23 pounds, yeah, since February 13th, yeah.
23 pounds for Sean. So we're becoming a lighter show. Okay. All right, so we maybe, the Dolphins can no longer call on us for guards. I'm just saying it's just going to happen that way, So we're trying to take a healthier turn here on the show. So, that's it. So that's what's been going on personally. A little dip in the market, which is a nice opportunity especially for the newbies out there. If there's some newbies in the market, you've got a opportunity. ETH is down 5.5% to 37.8. It was at 4,000. ADA was at 80 cents pretty much. It's at 72 now, down 4%. Matic is down 7%. It was close to $1.30, $1.27 or something like that. It's down 7% right now. It's just a lot of great opportunities right now. If you're a newbie and you're trying to get back in, Bitcoin, again, it was at 73. It's at 69.3 right now. So, it's going to soar way past 73 and into the 80s and 90s. So, it's never too late. It's never too late. Just make sure you do your homework, pick the right ones, and move. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can't miss with those. That's money in the bank. Those are the steady ones that you're going to end up winning with all of them. Let me go through a little roll call. Captain Saki is in the house. He says losing Hunt was a tough pill to swallow, but happy for him and his new contract. Best show, fellas. Keep up the great work. Thank you, sir. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Wilkins. Saw him on social media with the Raiders and all that. And so it's all good, man. Listen, you got to make your money. And he wasn't going to get that money here. And I agree with not paying him, unfortunately. Good dude, great worker, a hell of a player, but not a $27.5 million player. I can't look at it that way. So for me, I really had no issues with all of that, and I like the way they've recovered, and I understand what they're doing. By the way, day before yesterday it was right on Tuesday. If you want to go back to the show, was it the first half? Well, you already made a segment of it, I'm sure. So it's there, and it explains the process, and if you go listen to that, you'll see what they're doing makes a ton of sense, and it's really intelligent about this is the way you got to go about, continuing to build a football team from year to year and the normal obstacles that get in the way, especially when you hit on draft picks and you're going to have a couple of waves of draft picks coming at you for new contracts. You're going to have to make decisions. So check it out. That explains it all. Throat's a little rough. Jamie Zorrilla is in the house in San Jose. Miles Deep is in Vegas. Yater Castro says, yeah, healing is happening, man. We're walking today, so that's pretty good. He's out in SoCal. Ray Sosa, Gus 1388, Cap for Life. Steven Gonzalez. It's crazy how so many of Greer's draft picks got big contracts, yet so many people criticize him and want him fired. They need to stop taking him for granted. I know. We got an excellent front office. I know they don't want to hear this, but it's really more about injuries and Mike McDaniel the last 2 years. That's really all that it's all about. The rest is a bunch of crap. And we just need the break of the injuries. And we need Mike McDaniel to grow the hell up quickly and figure shit out on game day. So that to me is the real hurdle. And, it's just the frustrations of many years. You just start airing it out in directions that make no sense whatsoever. I constantly hear and this is from media people that they're like, oh, Tua's got dude, Tua's fine, bro. It's structure around you has to be proper in order for you to succeed. And any athlete, you got to have the right structure. And unfortunately, McDaniel has the right intentions. He has the intelligence, but he hasn't really put it all together yet to complement his players. And that's really the problem, and more than anything else. And that's the part that I try to explain to people, but that requires you to actually use a little bit more patience and intelligence instead of emotion and frustration. And when you let emotion and frustration carry you, you start saying, really crazy stuff. Right. Like somebody wanted Calvin Ridley, and it's like, yo, bro, they're not going to be able to afford Calvin Ridley. He's like a first or second. I didn't even think he was going to get $95 million, by the way. But it's like he's either a first or number one or number two. You already have receivers here. It's like, what are we talking about here? These are things that just, it goes on, and it just, the Wilkins thing, the love affair with Wilkins. I get it. He's super likable and all that. And I get that, people try to sell you, well, he's the heart and soul. They make it sound like you take Wilkins away, the entire defense dies. Like you don't move on. You move on, bro. When Tim Bones is gone, Randy Stark steps in. That's just the way it goes. And then it's the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. That's how you hope it all develops over time. But you're going to lose players, and you got to make tough decisions. But you can't make emotional decisions. And that's what some of you make. A lot of times your frustrations are aired from all this crap that's going on. And then it just misguides you to the real problems. And the real problems have been that this team has had the worst luck for injuries the last 2 years. And that Mike McDaniel constantly screws up in a game constantly. And that has to change. He doesn't know how to use his running game, his quarterback. He doesn't know how to use a lot of things. His passing game. He has to learn how to manage a game. And so I keep repeating all of this, but it's just, I get it. It's too easy to just point at Greer or point at Tua or point at the defensive coordinator or point at the special teams coach. You know, it's just easy and lazy. You know what I mean? But the real issues are more fundamental, and the other one is by chance, by luck, unfortunately. What do you got?
No, did you see the little fun? I think it was Alan Poupart had this today.
No, what happened?
With Aaron Brewer?
I have no idea.
Oh, he signed with the Arizona Cardinals.
Who signed with the Arizona Cardinals?
Aaron Brewer.
Aaron Brewer?
Yes. The long snapper.
Oh,
there's two Aaron Brewers.
Oh.
And they did what you kind of did right on Twitter. They're like, what? Everybody thought that it was that. And then he was like, calm down.
Right.
The Cardinals re-signed their long snapper, Aaron Brewer. Like, shouldn't they make it like Aaron T. Brewer and Aaron Brewer? Like,
yeah.
They should have somebody there to some recognition. Like, you can't have two Tuas.
Right. Wow. I didn't know.
Because if that gets out and it's like,
yeah,
just look at it. It's like, I went through to confirm real quick too, because I couldn't remember. But I believe it was Alan had a little fun with that on people because somebody had said Aaron Brewer, and I went through to check it. But yeah, there's a Cardinals long snapper, 9 years in the league. Never heard of him.
Well, that's right. He's probably good.
Now when free agency happens.
He's probably good.
Yeah.
Because you never hear about him.
Yeah.
You only hear about the one that sucked.
Yeah.
That he screwed up the snap or whatever. Mm-hmm. Normally the long snapper.
We had what? Denny was here for what?
Like 16 years
That's
or
right,
something stupid. He was here a lifetime.
It's crazy.
He was here a lifetime, bro. John Denny. Jesus. Solid. Yeah, we had Ed Perry for a while, who's really, really good. Ray Sosa in the house. Yater, thank you, sir. Gus 1388. Cap for life. Elliott is gone. Yes, Deshaun Elliott is gone. Let's see. What else? SoCal Derek is in. I can feel Miami's going to make a big trade soon. I don't know, man. I don't know if there's going to be SoCal. I don't know if there's going to be a big free agent move this offseason because I think they're preparing for all the things they have to do next year. I think so. And they'll have a lot of draft picks. So I think they're kind of doing it more, filling in holes and the draft picks. What I will tell you, what is looking like is developing right now is that the draft is where you're going to get your meat. Okay? Because you got Neville Gallimore, right? And you got what was the other guys that you got that were, they're like rotational defensive tackles that they ended up getting. I'm trying to even, it's hard for me to remember these guys' names because they just came on board. Oh, Jesus. Whatever. Anyway, the other guys that they signed that I'm trying to find them in my notes here. It's probably from down here. Davion Nixon and Isaiah Mack. Okay. These are all kind of rotational guys, but I think you'll probably get a young defensive tackle in that first or second round now. That's for sure. And then a lot. Remember I told you corner, right? Was the other thing. Well, now they've gone corner here with Kendall Fuller. So now with Kendall Fuller, with what's it called? Nick Needham, with Kader Kohu, with Cam Smith. Now you've got enough for outside and inside. And you've got enough depth too. And that's kind of what you're trying to build there. You know what I'm saying? And so you got all of that going on at least. So you've got a group of DBs there. So you can kind of settle that in there at the same time. Because remember, Weaver is going to be a little different than the last coach and the coach before that and the coach before that. So he's going to see the way they use Kader. And I think he's going to use Kader in that way, where it's more of an aggressive nature, a blitzer, helping in the run, one-on-one out there on the island, a little bit more, that kind of stuff. I think you'll see different things from Weaver using these players however he thinks whatever their strengths are. Okay. So, but I think, we got to find out. And obviously they must love Kendall Fuller. I know everybody's going crazy about the 9 interceptions last year. Remember, they traded their defensive ends. Remember, or maybe you don't because you only follow the Dolphins. You don't really follow the league. At one point, Ron Rivera had like this completely inexperienced coach, young guy calling the defense. Like it was a disaster in Washington. They gave up on that team early and gave up on that defense. And obviously it was a year that was like, it was a disaster where nobody was, man, it's every player put in a terrible position. Most of them will end up having a bad year, and you could be a terrific player and be, the Steve Young and play for the Bucks. And you look like a disaster because the team is a disaster. And you have, you're Wes Welker and you're all right here in Miami. But then you go to New England and they find a way to make you a Pro Bowler. Hell, maybe an All-Pro some years, right? I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? Environment is everything for a player. And sometimes a player will excel in a better environment. Mostert has excelled here better than he ever has in any other team. Nobody's ever given him this kind of opportunity, and here you go. He's been rewarded. He's rewarded his coach. Nobody's ever given him that shot. This guy scored 21 touchdowns last year? Something stupid? Are you kidding me? That's a legendary year that's the year you can tell your kids about for the rest of your life. If you're Raheem Mostert. So environment is everything for a player. And sometimes that's what I'm trying to explain to you, whether it's Kendall Fuller, whether I explain to you constantly that right now Mike McDaniel has been playing Tua like he has Marino or Elway or Mahomes. He doesn't. I love Tua to death. I'm a huge Tua believer, but I know what kind of player he is. So you got to play him more like Breeze and Greasy. You know what I mean? You got to play him more with the running game and play action, and the running game has to be a threat, and there has to be a lot of short passes. You could do a lot of deep shots. There's no problem with it, but you got to mix everything up a little bit more for him, and you're not doing it. And that's where he has failed his quarterback because he doesn't read him right. And Kendall Fuller was in a situation last year where they just didn't give a shit anymore. And new ownership took over. There was a lame duck coach at that point. Everybody knew it. They were trading people away. It was just an awful situation in Washington. They were finally getting rid of Dan Snyder. You have to understand the environment that it was under last year in Washington when everybody knew it was over. It was over. Snyder was gone. Whatever was tied to Snyder's stank was gone. The coach that was in place was gone. The staff that was in place was going to be gone. Players were being traded. It was a horrible situation. So anybody that says, Kendall Fuller is that guy that allows 9 touchdowns a year, you're just looking for clicks. Or you don't know what you're talking about. One of the two. He's a good player. But environment is everything, man. Environment is everything, and your coach has to understand that. Yes, sir.
I know you don't like it.
Okay.
But I go listen to what you say on the show, and then I kind of go and I look at the different mock drafts.
Right.
To see who's kind of along those lines. CBS Sports has been kind of along those lines.
Of what?
Of what you've been saying, kind of like offensive lineman and defensive lineman, kind of cornerback. Today or the other day they had him taking defensive lineman Byron Murphy, the second, which is the top defensive lineman in the draft per their rankings and the 13th overall prospect. So that's changed a little bit because they used to have Josh, the Powers kid, the offensive lineman there. And
okay. But now they got their center, yeah.
Now they've moved him up since they said they let Christian Wilkins go, and I guess they've been looking at who they've been signing, kind of along the lines of what you just said, and they have them taking a defensive lineman now in that position.
That's why I don't. Why did we not talk draft yet? There's no reason to talk draft yet. We need to first find out what we go through in the free agency and what we fill, and then we know what's going to start. You know what I mean? You're going to know pretty much what's going to start or not, and then we could get a better idea for, okay, we're done with free agency. Now we can focus on the draft. What are the needs now? And then we'll figure it out. But right now, it's still looking like beef. There's cattle somewhere up front, D or O line, cattle. That's what it looks like right now. And by the way, Chris Greer does not fail. He went and bought another corner. You know, they tell you what they do. You don't have to try to invent anything. Watch what people do. Not what they say, watch what they do. You know what I'm saying? I tell you this all the time about everything in life. Just watch what they do, not what they say. Because Chris Greer is not really going to tell you anything, ever. He's just going to be like really polite and really decent and take the high road and be super professional. And, you know, that's kind of who he's going to be. That's who he is. He's not going to air any dirt. I'm going to tell you, he's not going to diss any player ever. It's not his style. Just like Spo will never do that to a player either. That's not their style. Mike McDaniel's not going to trash a player. Not their style. Maybe behind the scenes they can have their words with people, and we don't know about it. But in public, you're not going to bait these people into saying anything. So let's just get over that, right? So let's just understand, okay, who they are and how they play the game, and respect it. But go by what they do, and that's what I've been trying to explain to the people out there that want him to pay for other positions. And I try to explain to you, he pays for corners. He pays for pass rushers. He pays for tackles. Okay? That's what he pays for. Yeah, offensive tackles. Yeah, not defensive tackles. He pays for offensive tackles. And he pays for pass rushers. But if they're like pass rushers, then he'll pay for them. But if they're semi-pass rushers or whatever, he's not going to pay for it. And that's been his MO. And now he's got a quarterback, and he's going to pay for the quarterback. So, let's see what else. Greer giving the 1 to 2 year special. Yeah. Well, right now, a lot of these are just transitional players. These are all bridge players to get to another spot. You know, that's all it is. Anyway, what else do we have going on? New corner opposite of Jalen. Yes, we just talked about it. Mango Bajito. Yes, pretty much. Because he was supposed to get more money in the open market. So he is a low-hanging, and that's, again, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. And I always try to kind of read everything and try to tell you, look, this is what they do. This is probably what they would do. Yes.
Kind of like this is, I don't know if this is the right wording because we'll have to see how it pans out, but an insurance policy in case he doesn't like Weaver, doesn't like what he sees from Cam Smith.
Well, no, it's that.
The signing today is what I'm saying. It's like Fuller's more coming in to be that
to start.
Well, he's coming in to start, and then Cam Smith, you figure out, okay, does he work in the system? If he doesn't, then now you know, at least you have Fuller there for the 2 years or whatever until you find out
what this is.
What everybody else does
is responsible foresight.
Yeah.
And he's done this every time. Okay. The Igbenogany one just didn't work out, but Igbenogany was drafted in order to replace Byron Jones. Right? And then that didn't work out. So now you've got Cam Smith, and that's the guy that you picked in order to replace X. So now you elevate Cam Smith, but you had a problem with the last coach. So now we'll find out with Weaver. Normally they're pretty good with DBs. They don't miss on a lot of DBs. You know what I'm saying? Igbenogany's out there, but they've hit on a whole bunch of other guys. He finds guys all the time in free agency, undrafted, drafted. He's hit on all kinds of safeties and corners and all kinds of stuff. So they do a really good job overall with their defensive backs. But yeah, now we got to wait for Cam to. You're right, but that's responsible front office. No, we're just going to roll with Cam, Cater, and Nick. No. Let's bring something in that is responsible and a veteran that can help, lead or guide. One of the two. You know what I mean? And again, you can't have enough corners. You just cannot have enough corners. So there's nothing wrong with adding another corner.
Yes, and it's somebody you trust, not Eli Apple.
Yeah, that's right. Well, because when you pick
Eli Apple was depth, but then they got injuries and but it wasn't.
It was at a point where there was, we're already the season started.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Yeah. But you're not doing it and being like, well, we could bring Eli Apple back for $1 million a year and we'll just let them play. They're doing the responsible thing.
Dude, plan ahead, bro. So it's a really responsible move by the front office. Captain Saki says, Big O, I can't believe I was first on the chat board. I might go play the lotto. Yeah. Oh, dude, we didn't play the lotto last night, the Mega Millions. Nobody won? All right, so then I got to play tomorrow, Friday, the other one. Or Saturday? Powerball. So Mega Millions is tomorrow. So, okay, so we got to play that. I got to play that one. Big up for the Finns, says no doubt. Crypto bags were not growing fast enough. Went and bought lottery tickets today. Over 500 million. I'm in. Brian Landis is in. Was in. I'm still pissed at Dan Campbell. We should be Super Bowl champion Lions. Tin Cup has got to get that fixed. You could practice your Kegels. Oh, what's Kegels? What can I practice? What's my Kegels? Exercise is very important for health, but for weight loss, diet is more important. Must be in a calorie deficit to lose diet. Yeah, well, trust me, I have put my body on a super deficit of calories. That's for sure. I am being I've been a really, really, really good boy the last month. I'm kind of amazed myself, actually. Wishing you the best luck on your journey. Oh, thank you, Jamesville. I appreciate you, my brother. Let's see. Very glad. We want you to be around doing streams for a long time. So do I. I want to be doing streams from all over the world soon. Let's see. Alex Palenzuela. Just need Bitcoin. Climb, baby. Climb. Let's see. Mickey J. I like some of these under-the-radar signings. Neville Gallimore and Aaron Brewer are solid guys with upside. I don't know about Gallimore. I think he's kind of more of a rotational guy. We'll see. But Brewer, I do like for this system. He does fit what they do here. So I understood the move. Joe says, good solid moves. Grewers, just make some good draft picks and get some young players in this year and next year. Exactly. Lisa Rose is in the house. South Florida Don. Fireman is in. Big O, he did it again. That's the corner we needed, by the way. Congratulations. Looking skinny. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We're trying. Not skinny yet, but we're trying. Popeye, Mickey J. I was very big on Neville Gallimore when he came out. I had us taking him in my mock drafts. Joe says, Big O, you've been saying it, low-hanging fruit. I just read. I just watch what they do. That's all. Just watch what they do. It's pretty simple, man. It's really not that hard in life. It's like the whole thing with crypto. They try to scare you, yada, 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 all that stuff. Meanwhile, yelling and biting and all that, they're scaring you off of Bitcoin and all that. And they want CBDCs, which is just like a cancer. Meanwhile, in their budget, they've got Bitcoin going to $2 million in 2029. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they're all buying it. But they're telling you, hardworking Americans, no, believe in the dollar, which is like, the ultimate scheme. By the way, I got a tweet yesterday. Hold on a second. I'll go to you right now, Sean. But I got to read this one because we talk about crypto all the time here on the show, right? So I've got this coin for you, Sean. You tell me if this coin is worth investing into. Okay, I'm going to read you the stats. All right, because I think you've kind of learned a little bit about crypto hanging around me now for the last couple of years, right? I would hope some of this stuff has stuck to you, right? All right, these scam coins, man, are going crazy. Someone just shilled me $27 trillion supply, no supply cap, one node, 25% of supply is minted in the last 6 months, and 1% of the holders own 30%. Does that sound like a good one? That's the US dollar. $27 trillion supply. And Bitcoin's only 19 million. Because it's 21, but about 2 million are lost already. So it's like 19 million. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. They tell you one thing, they do something else. And that's why I tell you about, Chris Greer shows you exactly what he does. Exactly what he likes, how they think, what their priorities are. And I've told you that over and over again. And low-hanging fruit is all part of it. Don't listen to them. Watch what they do, not what they say. Okay? Ted Cruz. Yeah, you think he's hanging out right there fighting the winter storm with you in Texas? Nah, he's flying to Cancun. Just say it. That's how it goes. Go by what they do, not what they say. Yes, sir.
A couple more camping bodies for training camp. Defensive tackle Benito Jones and tight end Joey Forston.
Benito Jones is back?
Agreed to terms with the Dolphins.
And who else? Who's the other guy?
Tight end Joey Forston.
Oh, that's the kid from the Kansas City Chiefs. He was out with a shoulder injury last year. Apparently, he's a big Tyreek fan and likes Tyreek. And so they brought him over, and it might be kind of an under-the-radar guy. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, Jonnu is probably the number one guy unless they find something in the draft that they love. I could see that, but that's kind of a reach. I think it's more about offensive line and D-line more than anything else for the Dolphins. I don't even know if they're going to go corner anymore in the first and second round now with Fuller, because you got Cam Smith. You need to play him now. You can't get another draft pick. You won't find playing time for him now. And you've got Kader Kohu, which maybe fits better what Weaver does. I don't know about you guys out there. You can tell me, everybody on the chat board, are you ready to give up on Kader Kohu? Because I say hell freaking no. Okay? His mental toughness, his physicality, his athleticism, and he's shown me he can make plays, and he is fearless. I am not giving up on that. That is a raw young man still that did not grow up with football in his blood from get-go, okay? This guy's got a long way to grow, and I love the potential of Kader Kohu. So I think Weaver can get the best out of him, actually, because if you're going to play kind of a Ravens-style defense, I think it fits what he does, actually. So we'll see. We'll see. But I want that kid on my team. I do.
And in quarterback news, the Commanders have sent Sam Howell to the Seattle Seahawks. It's Howell, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick in exchange for a 3rd and a 5th.
Okay. All right. I think that's a good move for Seattle, actually. For who? No, not good for Geno? Yeah. Yeah, no, he's got it. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't give up on Sam Howell, dude. I wouldn't give up on him. Let's see. No, I don't think there's any huge trade coming, Kosa. They've got to watch their money for next year. They made their decision. They made their decision already. You can knock on Greer for not finding the right head coach. Yet, if McDaniel doesn't work out, but to say he can't draft is complete BS. Of course, it's stupid. It's ignorant. It's just you just are complaining, and it's just like I told you, frustration and anger from years past. But the man does an excellent job with personnel. I just watched some of Fuller's highlights. Solid CB from the 2 minutes I watched. Still going to miss X, though. Fuller's no X, but seems like a solid signing. Your thoughts? I already spoke about it. I love the signing. I think it's an excellent signing. Finn's in the house. Rick Reyes. Brian Landis. I would like to see Simmons. No, yeah, that's not going to happen. Max Joint is in. Not sweating the defense. Tua needs more options than just Tyreek and Waddle. Amen. Well, you got Jonnu Smith. Now I think so. And you can pass to the running backs. The running backs are there. It's up to McDaniel to use him. So, Secor is in. He's a Needham guy. He says play him at safety. I don't know. We'll see. Mike No-Go Zones. Hey, everyone, checking in. It's been a while since checking in. Mike, just don't go to Haiti. Okay? All right? That's not a go zone you want to go to right now. No go to that zone. Okay? Do not go to Haiti now, you crazy bastard. All right? I know you. I feel terrible for that country. They don't know how to create leadership there ever. It's been a disaster for over 100 years, one way or another. And it doesn't matter if anybody intervenes or they do it. They can't do it on their own. It's like Venezuela, same thing. Those people can't find a leader either. You know, it's like two countries that are just like rudderless ships, dude. You know, Venezuela has an oil supply that they can't take advantage of. You ever heard of that? Do you know the problem with Venezuela? Their oil is not refined enough. It needs to be refined more than regular oil. And so they never even figured out how to refine it themselves so they can distribute it. And so now they want to attack, what is it next door? Somalia? Is it next door? Or whatever because they want to claim the region now, boy. That's not a very smart country. They have some dumbass leadership. Boy, I tell you. So they can ruin that too because they're terrible at it. So some of these countries, man, they just are a disaster. They just can't find their way. And you feel sorry for what's going on in Haiti because I don't think there's a way out in that place. It's been going on for 100 years. And it started from deforestation from 100 and some years ago. That's how they kind of destroyed their island, the deforestation. That killed it. That's why the Dominican Republic is so strong because they actually have trees. And then when they get storms, they can survive them. And poor Haiti can't, bro. It's catastrophic decision after catastrophic decision after catastrophic decision after catastrophic decision. Just don't go there, Mike. No-go zones. Please, don't go there. Guyana, that's it. Guyana. Yeah, because these idiots in Venezuela are now like making a map with a portion of Guyana, the whatever zone that they want to call it. And it's like, no, it's not yours, you morons. Okay, so whatever. Anyways, the U.S. will kick your ass if you try to really mess around with that. So it's, it'll be another dumb decision by Venezuelan leadership, which is known for dumb decisions. Anyway, Lofi says we run quick hit schemes with a twist. All of our speed and schemes like run hill motion open the quick hit from under 10 to 15 yards. Just find it. I don't care. Find ways to get other people the ball. That's all I'm saying. Nacho Fins, Big O, environment is everything. That's right. It is. In life, in your job, in your love life, everything. Everything. Cap for Life likes to move.
I'm reading the comments as they come in, and one of them, Daniel Fox, kind of hits it. He goes, I agree Fuller is no X, but neither is X anymore.
Oh, X is nothing anymore.
Yeah,
X failed his physical. He failed his physical.
Yeah.
Failed his physical cut. Come on, dude. He's had a bunch of knee issues. He had the growing issues the last couple of years. Come on, dude. Enough already. X was X. I mean, we've had that's a old ass conversation here. Okay? Old ass conversation. They should have traded him a few years ago. I was 1,000% right. Okay? I get why they kept him because they wanted to make a run here, bring a veteran cornerback. Their young corners had not developed, so they had to suck it up and deal with it and fine. It didn't work out, whatever. Now you move on. But you should have traded him a couple years ago. I was right. Okay? I mean, I don't know how much more I could have been right about X. And I knew it that after those 10 interceptions, that was the time to like gravy train right now, bro. Right now is the market peak. He had 7 interceptions in 3 seasons after that. After 10 interceptions, he had 7 for 3 seasons. You know, problem is, you guys fought me because of your emotions. And you didn't really look at the reality of it. He's had all these knee injuries. He has all this off the field shit go on. At one point or another, it's going to go off the cliff. Hey, speaking of off the cliff, can I get into something that's going off the cliff? Are you ready for what's going off the cliff? And you watched it last night. His name is Jimmy Butler. So you see what's going on, right? They've lost a bunch of games lately. You had Jimmy for a stretch turn it on, and now he can't. And he's running out of gas, just so you'll know. No extensions anymore, as Ira and I have argued about that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? And I think I'm 1,000% right about that. Look, it's been a beautiful run. The run cannot be any better than it's been. But last night, it's exactly what we've been talking about on the show. There are no stars on this team. None. Nada. Nay. It's Jimmy Butler, 1 star, and he's really a number 2 star. We've had number 1 stars. They look like Wade and they're Alonzo Mourning, and Shaq and LeBron. Those are number 1s. And then we've had number 2s, right? We've had number 2s. Those are the Tim Hardaways of the world, right? Those are the Chris Bosches of the world. That's the number 2, right? That's what Jimmy Butler is. He's a number 2. Now, he's a number 1 here because there's nothing else. So he has to be the centerpiece. So he has the opportunity in all the shots that he wants to take and rebounds and assists and everything because he's the centerpiece. But we asked him to turn it on earlier in the season than he normally does. And if you want him to have the gas for the rest of the season, this is why, yesterday they shut down the 3-point line. Miami doesn't have a star to break everything down. And there you go. Unfortunately, Bam's not a star. Nobody else on that team you don't have another star on that team. Tyler's not even playing, but he isn't a star either. Caleb's not a star. Jaquez is not a star yet, at least. He's got potential, but he's got a long ways to go to say he's a star. There's no stars on this team. Duncan Robinson's not a star. They're all role players. It's Jimmy and a bunch of role players, and it could not have gone any better the last 4 years. Trips to the finals, trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, you can't ask for better. You really can't ask for better. But the run is going to end because Jimmy Butler is coming to an end. He is running out of gas. And he's got to pace himself, unfortunately, because he will not have any gas for the postseason. And unfortunately, they put themselves again because they don't care about the regular season. They put themselves in that position again where they're going to go into the playing round. And then so you're asking old-ass Butler to carry the team again, a 2-point player in a 3-point world. You're asking him to carry a team, and it's a heavy load. He's barely taking free throws because he doesn't want the wear and tear on his body. He's being smart, but obvious that he doesn't have the juice to go out there and play like a madman every single night. He can't do it. You know, kind of like watching, Venezuela and their oil reserves just go down, pumping, that's kind of what it is. That's incompetence in Venezuela, but this is, old. He's got mileage. You know what I'm saying? Mileage. That's the problem. Sad, but the run's coming to an end. And Jimmy is getting old right before your eyes. That's what's happening. And so he'll have some magical moments, but he's got to save himself. He does not have the energy. So the question is, can Bam and others bail them out? No, they can't, because they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to carry a team. They don't know how to explode and impose your offensive will. Okay. They don't. Look, yesterday, it's interesting because you'll have people that'll tell you, well, Jokic only took 8 shots, and you got to credit Bam. Well, bro, they beat you. Why? Because Porter had 25, and they ended up having contributions from Murray and everybody else, and they didn't need Jovic to be special last night. That's how sad it was for Miami. That Jovic didn't have to be special, and you lost the game. They went out there and they said, I will shut you down in the 3-point line, and you guys can't answer. And sure enough, they couldn't answer. They hung in there, they're gritty like always, but Jimmy couldn't be special. What are you going to do? The run's coming to an end. This is the year that he's showing you that he's getting old, that the wear and tear is taking place. Now, the real concern you have to have, I know you got a couple of easy games coming up against Detroit, but even with that, I wouldn't even be surprised if they lose one of those two. Sadly, the problem that you have coming up is you're going to need other guys because Jimmy can't carry you anymore. Not every night. He doesn't have it in him anymore. Just doesn't. He doesn't even want to do contact anymore. That's, that's pretty, for a guy that makes a living in the paint and now is avoiding the paint and really is not a great scorer from the outside. That's not who he is. It's not a good sign. Egoblino, what's the best place to buy Bitcoin? Coinbase? I'm not a look. This is what, if you're I'm not a financial advisor first and foremost, okay? But as a sports nut that likes crypto, this is what I would do. I have an account with Kraken, an account with Coinbase, an account with Binance, an account with Crypto.com. You can also buy on your Tangent. If you own a Tangent wallet, I suggest you buy a Tangent wallet and get the 3 cards. That's what I would do. You can buy your Bitcoin straight through there. They give it at a very fair price, and that way you don't even have to buy it somewhere and send it to Tangent. The other way, that's very convenient, and you have a cold storage wallet, you buy it on Cash App. They sell it at a pretty fair price, and then you can send it to your cold storage wallet, and you can send it for free. They have 3 options to pick. You pick the third option, which is free, because it's 0 to 24 hours. And it eventually gets there. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes 2 hours. Sometimes it takes 18 hours. It's happened to me many different ways, depending on how much traffic there is in the network. And but it gets there. It gets there. It's just, it's 0 to 24 hours. And that's just the way it is. But it's free. So you don't have to pay a gas fee, which is, I think, a very cool feature for Cash App. If you buy it on Kraken or on crypto or on Binance or on Coinbase, and you move it to your Trezor Model T wallet or your Tangent wallet or Nano, whichever one you use, you're going to have to pay a gas fee. It's pretty cool on Cash App that you can buy it there, and it's really easy to buy Bitcoin there and then send it to your cold storage wallet. And again, Egoblino, thank you for the love on the super chat. make sure you have a cold storage wallet, my friend. That's where you should store your crypto. Okay. But remember, as you buy crypto, don't move it right away as you buy it. Build up a certain amount and then move it. So that way you only pay one gas fee for a certain amount. Yes, sir.
Deshaun Hand coming back.
Oh, okay. All right. Solid defensive tackle. So they're adding a balanced, a veteran guy back there. Les Jams is in the house. Daniel Fox. Big O, I agree. Might be just what they need, a change in coaching. Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong. Big O never said McDaniel isn't the right coach. He just said the coach has some. Yeah, I love McDaniel, but he's got a shit ton of growing up to do. He sucks on game day. I may like him a lot, and I think he's got the most potential we've ever had here since Shula. I love his offensive mind, but he drives my ass crazy on game day. I got to be honest. As much as I like him, there are things that are driving me crazy on game day. So, but I've never said to fire him or anything like that. But, you know, it's how people are. They just jump to conclusions. Big O, would you trade Jimmy and keep Hero? First of all, Caesar, this is where you guys live in fantasy land. Okay? All right? Hero's untradeable right now. Nobody wanted him in the offseason. Why are they going to want him now when he's missed 30-something games? He continues to prove he's fragile, he's unreliable, he's inconsistent, dude. So who the fuck is trading for Hero? What the hell are you going to get for Hero? A second-round pick in 2067. Okay? And Jimmy Butler, who the fuck is trading for Jimmy Butler now? At that price? And those legs, that body now, part-time player now, nah. Now you'll get nothing now in return. He's better for you to keep him for the final, what does he have, one more year on his contract, I think? And ride it out. And that's it, and get the hell out and just open up the space. Because there's really, Philadelphia's not going to trade for him anymore. So he doesn't really have a market. I hate to say the same thing I said for X-Men a couple of years ago. Sean, did we not say trade Jimmy Butler a couple of years ago? What? He has 2 more years left. Oh, my God. That's horrible.
Let me, again, because sometimes they get mixed up, but 23-24 is this year, right?
Yes.
So he's got 24-25. Then he's got a player option for 25-26.
He ain't passing that up.
And then he's an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah.
And by the way, the player option,
$57 million.
$52.4 million.
Yeah. Nobody's paying that, dude. You'd be stupid to inherit that salary at this point. You know how much mileage that guy has on him? He's got a lot of mileage on him. It's coming to an end. So, Caesar, you're completely in fantasy land, my brother. Nobody would want those guys right now. Yeah, no. Let me see. No. 24-20. No. This year is 45-183, 23-24. And then 24-25 next year at 35 years old, he gets $48,798,000. Then he has a player option for 25-26, which he's going to pick it up at 36 years old at $52 million. We are stuck with Jimmy for 2 more years. So, yeah, but the people put shit there and they don't even do their homework, bro. And people just run their mouths and they don't do their homework. That happens all the time. Good afternoon from Ocala, Big O. Thank you, Ocala Joe. Good to be back in Florida. There you go. I hope you enjoyed the West Coast, my friend. Why is Patty Mills playing over Nikola Jovic? Patty Mills and Nikola Jovic don't play the same position. Well, the DeLon Wright thing, I mean, I don't know who was going to save who, dude. All of a sudden, we're arguing that DeLon Wright is going to make it over Patty when, you know, Patty Mills is a proven player. I'm going to trust Spo, okay? And I'm sure he's experimenting now, and he's going through the process of figuring out all these players. So you'd be lucky to get a second-round pick for Hero. Yeah, in 2067. They won't even give you one for next year. Orcala Joe says, Orlando, how much weight have you lost already? Your face is looking thin. Yeah, it's close. We're approaching 30 pounds. It's like 27, something like that, 28 pounds, maybe, something like that. So we've lost a bunch. I weighed myself the last time with the doctor. I haven't weighed myself since. But I know this. I went to number 4 on the belt today. So that was like, oh, wow, It was good. It was good because I was normally in 1 or 2. And so we're at 4. So that's actually good. And it's pretty cool. And I haven't even started exercising yet, which is pretty crazy. Spo is stubborn, but he's the best coach in the NBA. Yes, he's made mistakes, but he's easily the best coach in basketball. That's a silly thing to say, Jermaine. I mean, it's just you don't have enough proof to know which one is which and which is going to bail you out and all that kind of stuff. That's just complaining to complain. That's all. Again, that goes back to the Dolphin thing. That comes from the frustrations of watching them lose constantly here lately because they've lost a lot of games. It's not just 4 in a row. It's like, if you go look back at it, it's a little bit worse than that, actually. It's a shame. But they're certainly putting themselves in a play-in, and there's no guarantee, dude. So, let's see. Woohoo! Celebrating my school St. John's win against Seton Hall in the Big East tournament. There you go, Mike No-Go Zones. It's you don't hear much good stuff about St. John's basketball anymore. Okay, either way it goes, whether Wright, Mills, or Jovic play, you're not winning anything still without a star. Yeah, it's to be arguing about Wright and Mills. It's like, bro, get laid. Seriously, get laid. If you think that's going to make a difference against Denver, I mean, it's just silliness. You're just being, a fanatical maniac. That's what it is. What fans are sometimes, unreasonable. That's why you're fans, because you're fanatical. You don't really make any reason by what you're saying. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. And in this little dip, you can make a Bitcoin donation too, which is always accepted. Leon Fresco, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. If they didn't restructure Tua by now, no reason to do it this year. Let's see if he can carry a team, and then you can pay him a salary that will require him to carry future teams. And who carries teams outside of Mahomes? Leon? I must have missed it. What quarterback's carrying teams? And by the way, the defense carried Mahomes this year. I'm not sure what that means by carried teams. I love you to death, but I'm going to call you out. Dude, I don't care who you are. If you're my family member, I'm going to call you out. What's carried teams? What quarterback carries teams? Maybe Brady was carrying Belichick a little bit. But quarterbacks don't carry teams. That doesn't make any sense. The quarterback wins when he has support. Hey, by the way, Leon, how'd it go for the Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning? How much carrying did he do, Leon? How much carrying does Lamar Jackson do in the playoffs? Just wondering, carrying. Some of you, Leon, I love you, but you come up with the silliest shit in the world, dude. Carrying. You think this is Danny Manning and playing Kansas in college basketball? You think this is Glenn Rice, Michigan or something? You think that this is, what's the name of the hogger that played for the Knicks in Denver and the Syracuse? What's his name? The hogger, the shooter. Carmelo Anthony in Syracuse. I'm sorry. You think you think you're playing like college basketball where one guy can just carry you all the way, bro? That doesn't happen in football, bro. It's mostly a team sport. And I don't see any quarterback carrying anybody. If Mahomes didn't have Chris Jones, he wouldn't have a championship. He wouldn't have carried him to anything. So I'm not sure, but rephrase it, my brother. Okay? See, that's where your bias comes out on Tua. And I read right through it. They're giving him the contract. Okay? They got to open up the salary. They need the stuff they're going to get from X. And then next year, they're going to have more salary open because they've got to sign Tua, Waddle, what's it called? Holland and Phillips. And Phillips may not be a big contract because he's coming off a knee injury, but you're still going to have to give him a contract because you're going to have to hold him on potential and all that stuff and yada, 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 and all that good stuff. No quarterback carries, bro. This is football. Bob Greasy passed the ball 7 times in a Super Bowl to win. What did he carry? Zonka carried. Manny Fernandez carried. Greasy, in for the ride. Let's see. I agree with Big O until he starts talking about Tua. Big O has the ripping eyes look. Yeah, you're damn right I'm ripping. Hell yeah, I'm ripping. That will require him to carry future teams. Let's see if he can carry a team and then can pay him a salary that will require to carry future teams. Like the QB does it all by himself and shit. That's ridiculous. I don't care if it's a super chat. It's ridiculous. Love it, but, ridiculous. Let's see. Big O, I haven't heard Hogger since I used to play in the parks in Hialeah. Well, that's what we used in Little Havana, too. Stop being a hogger, bro. Pass the ball. Right? But that's how it was on the course.
Where's my mind when you're saying I'm thinking Arkansas?
No, dude.
What's he talking about?
No, that's your boy. Idea. That's your boy that keeps shooting rocks, and you're like, "Yo, bro, you're hogging the ball. Pass it."
I forgot about that until I just saw the comment there. I was like, "Oh yeah."
So right. Carmelo Anthony was a hogger.
Ray Guyon brought up a good point too. That Ray keeps forgetting about that June 1st, $18.5 million.
Yeah,
you got to wait till you get the money before you can start doing
that. And that's probably part of the Tua thing. They may be working on it, and then when the X money comes apart, then they can give him the bonus and give him the long-term contract. There's no hurry for this contract. They're already under the cap. And they don't really plan on making a big move, obviously. So they don't need to really clear a ton of space yet. So now they'll get the X stuff. And then when they redo the Tua thing, that'll open up space for them in the future too, actually. So it's forward thinking. And by the way, folks, let's just, for shits and giggles, okay? You can agree to contract this year with Tua for $50 million, $53 million a year, whatever. You don't. You go out and win a Super Bowl, you're paying him $63 million. So I don't know. I'm just play it out. Those of you that don't believe, I see it in your comments already. You know what I mean? It's clear you don't believe. That's cool you don't believe. But, let's not get to the ridiculous point like Leon, let's see if he can carry the team. I mean, give me a break. That's just that's not what I'm expecting from any quarterback. You gotta make some plays in big moments. That's what quarterbacks have to do. But I can't expect you to carry a team. That's too much. This is football. Team has to carry itself. That's why it's called a team game. Pat in Nashville says they have to give Tua a deal this offseason. They don't. He will be a free agent soon as the season ends. 15 to 20 teams will line up. Of course, dude. Please. You gotta do it. All I want to see from Tua is that I have faith at the end of the game that we will win like I used to have with Marino. That's fine. That's That's what you're supposed to say, Leon. But this silliness that you expect him to carry the team, no, dude, that's crazy. You know, right? Marino carried until what? Could he carry you to the title? No. That's my point. Even the best that I've ever seen in my life throw a football needed help. And he didn't get it, and all he did was run into a wall, in a wall, in a wall, in a wall every year. And one year he got to the Super Bowl. And I'm a senior. No, I'm not a senior. I think it's like a year after. Was it 85? Yeah, it might have been right. Yeah, it might have been my senior year. And I'm sitting there watching this and excited as hell. But then I watch what a real team is on the other side. And it's not so much that Joe Montana was that much better than Marino. Bro, Marino was the best passer I've ever seen in my life. But he had Roger Craig. And he had a defense that was 100 times better than anything Danny could ever have. And so it was over. They had the better team. That's it. And it's funny because we get into this, Tua needs a perfect team. Yes, so did Marino, dude. So if you just want to go run your head into the wall, Gus Frerotte style, constantly, because that's what we did with Marino. We were Gus Freroting. Hey, we're new year. Yep, new year. No defense, no running game. Let's go. Bam, right into the wall. There's Gus Frerotte. That should have been our freaking logo during that time. And that was even before Gus Frerotte did that stupid shit. But every year, we sat there with Marino, hoping that he could carry you. And guess what, Leon? He couldn't carry us. He could do something because he was super special. But in the end, you were going to lose. You're going to lose to the Bills because they were the better team. You're going to lose to San Francisco because they were the better team. Not because Jim Kelly carried them, not because Joe Montana carried them, because the team was better. Quarterback's just got to make some plays, but the quarterback has to be put in that position so he can make those plays. And then it's up to him. But if we're going to blame everything on him when you have no defense, at times when you have no secondary, when your offensive line is all chewed up, when your coach doesn't stick to the running game, you have to be fair. You have to be intelligent and understand everything going on in the game, and then not be narrow-minded, and you're picking on one player when, brother, there's so many other things that are wrong. That how are you blaming it only on him? Doesn't make any sense. That's my problem with all of that. So, a contract with Tua that averages $40 million is probably $15 million hit first year. It won't be $40 million a year. So, let's just forget about all that already. I already told my boss that if the Dolphins ever win a Super Bowl in my lifetime, I'm taking the whole week off for celebration festivities. I'm with you. I'll do one post-game show, and then I'm not seeing you guys for a week. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Taking off with the wife somewhere. So, anyway. James Harden is a legendary hogger. Yes, he is. No doubt about it. Let's see. All right. So let's get to it. Dolphins. They signed Neville Gallimore from the Cowboys. They also signed special teamer Saran Neal. I think it's more flyer, something like that. That's probably what he's going to be, a special. He's not really here to be a DB. He's really here to be a special teamer. Maybe fill in for Keon Crossan or something like that. That's what I would imagine that Saran Neal is. I don't know how good he is, to be quite honest. There's mixed stuff out there, but some people call him an ace. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll find out. There must be a reason why they signed him. I love the Jonnu Smith signing and his interview yesterday talking about Hard Knocks. And the Hard Knocks vibe was obviously something that players are going to be attracted to. And this offense is something that he has to be able to be attracted to because of those receivers. All the attention is going to go to those receivers. And if you wanted a third option, you got it now. Okay? You got it in Jonnu Smith. That guy is a threat out there. He is going to drive people crazy. All right. Deshaun Elliott has signed with the Steelers, 2-year, $6 million deal. Good player overall. What's it called? Aaron Wilson, by the way, reported that defensive tackle John Jenkins visited the Dolphins. They signed Deshaun Hand. So I don't know if that means no Jenkins if they sign Hand. Okay. What else? Xavien Howard was released with failed physical designation. We talked earlier about the Kendall Fuller signing. I love it. 2 years, $16 million. And the explanation earlier. So just in case, if you're listening to some of the people out there that are worried about his terrible year last year, I explained what went on last year. There's a huge explanation for that. What I did find funny is Tyreek Hill was campaigning for Michael Thomas. Did you see that? Now, I'm torn on this one. One, I wouldn't sign Michael Thomas. Just off the top, I wouldn't sign. But I will tell you this on the football side of it. Okay? Pure football side of it. I'm going to look at it. Michael Thomas is the perfect number 3 wide receiver. Actually, at this point, even in his career, he's a good big possession receiver, big target for Tua. I like it, but he's inconsistent. He's got disciplinary issues. He's immature. There are things about Michael Thomas that will drive any coach crazy. And he's not going to get the ball a lot. Playing now with Jonnu Smith, those running backs, those 2 receivers, you're going to be a little bit down the totem pole in options. You're not really used to that. And you haven't shown maturity throughout your career at times. So I don't know how he could handle that. Plus, he's living in South Florida. Yeah, I would never make that move. I would never make that move. Never make that move. But if he had a good attitude and they didn't have well, maybe he wouldn't be on the street then, to be quite honest. Even at his age now at this point. But, his game is kind of exactly what complements Tyreek and Waddle, actually. But I would never sign him. Never in a million years would I sign that guy at all. Let's see. My dad used to be pissed for never building a complete team around Marino. I was too young to understand how right he was. Well, that's exactly what he's, that's why I laugh at the Tua haters that are like, oh, well, he needs a perfect team. They all need a perfect team. Yeah. They don't get there with, by luck, and they have like half a team and no running back or no defense or something, or no offense or something. No, dude, they get there because they got a lot of badass players all over the place. True Fin fan, thank you for the love in the super chat, sir. People act like there isn't 32 other players. Exactly. And again, another one. Thank you, sir. Football is boxing right now, just one-on-one. Yep. Let's see. Hunter Renfrow. I listen. If you want to bring Hunter Renfrow or back Braxton Berrios, I have no problem with either guy. I don't have a problem with Braxton Berrios. I have a problem with Mike McDaniel not knowing how to use Braxton Berrios. Just like I have a problem with him not knowing how to use Gesicki or Claypool or using Smythe enough or throwing to the running backs. My problem is with Mike McDaniel. It's not, that's the problem with you Hunter Renfrow people. Okay? Whether it's Hunter Renfrow or Braxton Berrios, he's not using anybody outside of Tyreek and then a little bit of Waddle. It's Mike McDaniel, the problem. I keep trying to explain this to you all. So I don't give a shit about Renfro or Berrios. Both can be very productive for you. But are you going to use them? That's the question. Last time I checked, there were 2 or 3 people covering Tyreek constantly. Okay? That the math says somebody else was open. And, that's McDaniel's fault for him scheming all that shit and forcing Tua to go that way. And I have to blame Tua a little bit. I know he's got to do what his coach says, but he's got to start altering some of that at times. I got to tell you. Really. So, it's crazy. Okay, what else do we have? Hey, let's do our 3A Graphics sports calendar. You got to reach out to my man, Alan Blanco, 3A Graphics sports calendar. They do it all, man. Whatever it is you need to make some calendars, magnetic or a calendar for hanging on the walls. You need to make hats, shirts, uniforms, whatever it is. 3A Graphics can do it for you. They're right here in Hialeah, custom printing and embroidery. Call them. 786-618-1443. Inter Miami defeating Nashville 3-1 last night. I enjoy nothing more than watching Gary Smith lose. That was beautiful. They will take on DC United on Saturday at 2:00. Let's see what else. Oh, last night, of course, the Heat lost to Denver 100-88. And they will be in action on Friday, taking on Detroit. Tonight, the Panthers are back in action. They take on the Hurricanes. That will be at 7:00. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right, let's go to also our Cutter's Edge, because we like finding an MVP of the night, right? And when it comes to William Quigley, he's been the MVP here in South Florida for a long, long time, because a lot of people, whether you own a business, an HOA complex, or your home, you've called Cutter's Edge Pro, and I know you're happy because they do an amazing job. So reach out to the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro, William Quigley and the boys out there. They know how to get it done, and call them, because they rock it here in South Florida like nobody else. Whatever it is that you need to do, and let me tell you, when it comes to irrigation, lighting, artificial turf, you're going to love it. Here's our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
After the GIMP showed up in the first game, I got to say Suarez has been no longer gimpy. He has been flowing and scoring. And last night he added a goal and an assist in a 3-1 game, in a 3-1 win against Nashville. And like I told you before, there is no team in the MLS I hate more than Nashville. In fact, I only hate Nashville. I haven't even gotten beat. I don't even hate Orlando. I don't hate any team in the MLS, but I hate Nashville because I can't stand Gary Smith, because he's been a horse's ass. But Suarez has been amazing, and he scored again yesterday. He's been awesome. So he has been an MVP. So I got to give Mr. Suarez of Inter Miami the MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
Outdoor lighting, irrigation, artificial grass, and if you have dogs, the artificial grass is the greatest invention of mankind. So easy to maintain, bro. So I got to go to Mr. Suarez as our MVP of the night, our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP. By the way, check out Cutter's Edge Pro's Instagram page. That's where you're going to see a lot of the work, so you can see firsthand what they do. If you see one that has a putting green on the side, that's mine. That's our house, and they did a great job with that. That's actually really cool. Little cool feature for our backyard. What else do we have here? Frankie Fresco. Darby lost last night, Big O. Also, Suarez is an amazing scoring with one leg, and the Dolphins need to bring Jimmy G as a backup for $2 million. Let go of Mike White. Happy Thursday, guys. Jimmy G's not coming in as a backup for $2 million, and I wouldn't be able to count on Jimmy G to stay healthy for 2 minutes. So Jimmy G might get hurt just holding the clipboard, actually. So Barrios ate his Cheerios, but only targeted 33 times. Yeah, it's not on Barrios, bro. I don't blame our running backs for not catching enough balls on them. I blame on Mike McDaniel. I don't have a problem with Barrios or what's the little white guy you guys talked about? Renfro. I don't have a problem with any of those guys. I have a problem with Mike McDaniel. That's my problem. Will you use him? That's the question I have right there. By the way, last night I did enjoy the hell out of that Inter-Miami game over Nashville. I love watching Gary Smith lose. Now, Messi left the game in the 50th minute. And look, man, this is not hindsight or anything like that. Unfortunately, I root for the Moss family. I root for Inter-Miami, but I got to do a show and I got to be objective. Was I a fan of that preseason at any point? No. I wasn't a fan of you traveling 4 billion miles. And even in one game, you had to bring them in a game back in the 75th minute or 80th minute just to appease the people that were paying. And they haven't refunded that money? Oh, they had to refund that money. Well, I thought it was the one that he didn't play is the one they refunded.
No, they brought him in for the final, and again, it was against Hong Kong, right? Wasn't that the team?
I'm not sure now. I'm confused. But either way, my point is he was already, it was a wear and tear type of thing. And since you're irresponsible as a franchise, and you got to tell him, okay, we're going to go on this preseason, but you're only going to play like 30 minutes a game. Maybe we'll play 50 over here, but you're not playing no 90 and 80. And that's what they do, and so they don't know how to balance that. I don't care if he doesn't want to come out or not. Then don't play him at all, bro. But you're so deep in the hole. And I understand you have to pay for Messi and Suarez and all that, but you want your cake and you want to eat it too. And you're talking about a guy in his mid-30s, and you're running him into the ground, bro, and the season just started. And we got Leagues Cup games coming up and all that. He's not playing this week in the MLS. So you'll go to DC United and he won't play. And he shouldn't, by the way. But this is all a product of your irresponsibility in the offseason, in the preseason, for scheduling this crazy-ass preseason because you're money hungry, because you're dying to do anything, and you'll build the extra stands and all that stuff. But see, that's not playing Messi extra, so that's fine. But making him travel all over the world, dude, in an exhibition season, and then you put pressure on him because he now has to appear in all of those exhibition games because they're worldwide international games, one-game appearances. But if he was playing MLS teams in a regular preseason schedule, he wouldn't have to play the whole game because there wouldn't be that pressure. And you can just get him in shape for the regular season, for the Leagues Cup, for the Concacaf, instead of your little freaking circus that you held in the preseason. So I get you want to make your money back, but sometimes you gotta bite the bullet. And the owners weren't willing to bite the bullet and say, no, that's not what's best for the team and for the player. That's not what's best. That's what's best for our pockets. because we're trying to line our pockets back with all the money we've put out there. And I get it. I totally understand it. But your greed, Gordon Gekko, is hurting your football team on the pitch. That's what's going on. Okay? That what you've done over and over again, when you acquired him, you were completely irresponsible. You played him right into the ground. Oh, well, no, he has to play the whole game. Well, bro, who says he runs the show? No, you got to take care of him. You got to protect him from him, like all franchises. You need to protect the player from the player. And so this is what's going on. And you better let him rest, because this is just going to end up lingering, and it's going to end up, and it's not going to turn out good. It's just not going to turn out good. He's too old to be putting him through that kind of a ringer. I'm just saying. Thank God they eliminated the U.S. Open Cup. Can you imagine the MLS season, Leagues Cup, Concacaf, and U.S. Open Cup? No, hold on. And a preseason where you travel like 50,000 miles? Get the hell out of here, man. I mean, really, it's been a joke the way they've handled it. And they've put their entire season at risk because of that. And remember, when you don't have a defense, my Lord, the one thing you need to do is keep your offensive legs fresh. Duh. Leon Fresco, thank you again for the love on the super chat. Messi injury is a scam to avoid playing him against DC United, but allow DC to change people to buy 8 games to get Messi tickets. Monica already reported in December that he would miss DC to join Argentina. I don't think he's going to miss join. That would be a bad look if he does that. And again, also Argentina play. This is crazy. You know? Yeah, I know he's not playing Saturday, but it's just ridiculous. It just is. And he is, you can tell. It's just not, it's not smart. It hasn't been a smart offseason for them. I don't like the way they handled that at all. Let's see. Messi didn't play in Hong Kong, but he did play in Japan, and Messi's not playing on Saturday. Yeah, I know he's out Saturday. There you go. Good afternoon, Big O. Just jumped in to say hello. I'll have to rewatch the show later. Smash the like button. All right, thank you. Hope you watch, because watch time is really the most important thing. Not the like button's nice, but the watch time, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, baby, that is everything right there. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, and you can send your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of stuff here on the show. Bitcoin, by the way, climbing back up to 70,857. It went down to 69 something, and then it started climbing back again. These are going to be minor dips. I don't think we're going to have those 30% corrections we've had in the past, because we have too much institutional money coming in. It's just going to be the older holders are going to be tempted to sell as it goes higher, which you can't blame people for taking profits. You can never blame people for taking profits. By the way, Welton Rayom, love talking about Welton Rayom, the finest. These guys are awesome. Jeff Welt, Daniel Rayom. Jeff, by the way, big Dolphin Canes fan, so you can talk sports with him, and you can talk crypto too, because he's got the bug. Daniel Rayom, he's a stunt pilot also, by the way, okay? Now that I'm losing the weight, I'm going to be able to ride the plane and get on the stunt plane and all that stuff, because I had to be like in the 250s. So I am now that already. So that's actually pretty cool. But I'm going to lose much more weight. So we'll have some fun, and we'll get on the stunt plane. The wife will film it. And I think there's a camera inside, so maybe that'll catch me barfing all over the place. I asked Daniel, we're separated, right? Because I don't want to spray you. You know what I'm saying? Because I might be like the woman from The Exorcist, and I'm just like all over the place, and it's in the back of that stunt plane as he's doing all kinds. In my younger days, I probably would laugh because I like 25 years ago, I went to Homestead Air Force Base and when I was at QAM, and I went to no. This was like 30 years ago because I was at 940 Winds. Yes, I was at 940 Winds, and I got on a stunt plane in Homestead. But back in those days, dude, I was a different person. I used to love roller coasters and going upside down on. I don't know if I handle that as well nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But I did get in a stunt plane back in those days. I forgot the name of that because it was to promote the what's that thing, babe, that I narrated for a couple years for Spanish, but I was doing also wins the Fort Lauderdale Air Show. The Fort Lauderdale Air and Sea Show. That's it. We were there to promote that for and Wins and Radio Acción, which I was part of. We were sponsors, and so I was on the beach for like 2 years in a row, calling play-by-play of the Air and Sea Show in Spanish. That was a hell of a challenge for a guy that doesn't dominate the language, by the way. I got to tell you, that is one of the toughest challenges of my life. But hey, we survived. We got it. We got it done. I had a bunch of experts with me, and colonels and pilots and stuff like that. So it was fun. But I did a stunt plane thing back then, and I had no problem with it. I had the barf bag and everything, but I didn't reach for it. I think I still have the VHS because it was a VHS in those days. They gave me a VHS of it. And so that's cool. I still have it somewhere. I don't know, but I didn't get sick or anything. This time around, if I do it at this age, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't tell you that I can hold it like I used to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll keep it down. But anyway, Daniel and Jeff are just absolutely awesome. 954-966-4646. Reach out to them. Bankruptcy, I hope you're not going through that, but if it happens to you or a family member, these are people that you can trust. Homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Please reach out to Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. And even if you don't need a lawyer now, you never know when you need one, and you want to call them before you call the insurance company, because they have their own adjusters and they'll be working for you. The insurance company, their adjusters work for the insurance company, not for you. So check it out at Welt and Rail. All right. DC ticket holders paid thousands thinking they would see Messi and Inter Miami in bailing out DC United because Messi never intended to play this game. Well, we'll see. I mean, who knows if that's the truth or not, but you think one day, day one Satoshi would equal one USD? One Satoshi would equal one USD? USD will never equal anything in Bitcoin. It's already behind it by thousands and thousands of dollars. Think about it. If you would have put $1 in a Bitcoin when it was $1, you have $70,000 right now. That's all you got to know. What can you buy with $1 now? And what can you buy with $1 6 months from now? 6 years from now? A hell of a lot less, right? I mean, it's just math. And if you can't understand it, I can't help you. But it's just simple math. They both started at $1. Well, actually, Bitcoin started at many zeros behind a penny. Then it got to a penny, and then it worked its way to $1. So you would have a lot more than 70,000, obviously. But, my point is, it's crazy. Think about it. Yes, sir.
I say right now it's one USD to 5,921 Satoshi.
Yeah. That's what it is?
Yeah, it's 0.30169.
That's crazy.
To a US dollar right now.
That's crazy. But it will. It'll surpass it. It'll just continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, and the dollar will continue to diminish and diminish. We're going to have a reset. There will be a reset at one point. They will have no choice. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what rig, but it's going to get ugly. And not a financial advisor. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. No savings account, Bitcoin. No money. You have extra money sitting there. It should be in Bitcoin growing. It should not be in your savings account. That is stupid. Okay? Stupid. In your bank account, stupid. Unless you're putting the money in just to pay your bills. That's the only cash you should be putting in. Anything else should be Bitcoin. Not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you. The math says it all. It's just like your money does not grow at all. Nowhere. Not in a money market. It's not growing compared to inflation. Not in the savings account. Certainly not in your bank account, and not in your pocket. So, Satoshi will be God. That's what it is. That pisses me how Tata kept Messi in the entire game against Orlando when he got injured, but took him out in the 70th minute against Nashville. Yeah, 50th minute, right? No, it was 50th minute. It was 50th minute yesterday. Yeah, it's 50th minute. Yeah. I recently started muting people. This is the way. Messi is going to be the new Kawhi Leonard in the MLS. Evan, thank you for the love. I appreciate it, sir. Satoshis will be the most precious thing in the world. Is what it's going to be. Did you see that the Dollar Tree is closing a whole bunch of stores? Financial problems. Yeah, man. Yeah. We got a bunch of stuff. Big O, you buying any? No, I don't buy meme coins. I did a little bit of SHIB in the first bull run. In the last bull run, I'm saying not first, my first bull run. But the last bull run, my money's hard earned, bro. I can't take a gamble like that. So I stay. I know you can make some money, man. I totally understand that. I really do. Totally understand it. But I kind of got to stay away from that, to be quite honest, guys. I'm not a meme coin guy. By the way, how about Calvin Ridley? 4-year, $92 million deal, $50 million guaranteed. And let me tell you something. This is what happens when you're a lesser team. You have to overpay. And this is what happens in free agency. By the way, who's the quarterback for the Raiders? Aiden O'Connell? They signed somebody, right? But did they sign anybody like worthy? So think about this. You're Calvin Ridley, you're a terrific receiver, but you're playing with Will Levis. You're not sure that Will Levis is the guy. So, yeah, you're making your money, but you don't even know if you're going to win there. You don't know what direction they're going in anymore. This Amy Strunk, or whatever her name is, she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She just fired one of the best coaches in the NFL. To me, there's like this, and so you're Christian Wilkins. You got your money, but you're playing with okay, Gardner Minshew, right? Who's a nice backup quarterback. I love Gardner Minshew as my backup quarterback. If he's your starter, dude, you're screwed. Do the Raiders have like one of the top 3 picks to get a quarterback? Okay, so no, right? So, you know what I mean? There's a trade-off to all of this at times. And, I saw the Calvin Ridley thing and I said, damn, like he got a little more than I expected. I got to be honest, but then I understood why he got a little bit more, because you're Tennessee. And what's the kid's name? Jalen, whatever, the kid they drafted the last 2 years ago, 3 years, it hasn't worked out. I know they traded A.J. Brown, but then they traded him because they drafted the other kid. Yeah, they drafted that other kid that had not worked out. So I understood why they had to make the Calvin Ridley move, because their draft pick, Jalen, I forgot the guy's name or whatever, but that guy had not worked out. So I understood the move, but you're now going to have to overpay. And that's kind of what happens. And then if you're Calvin Ridley, you're now not going to play with a solid quarterback or a really good quarterback. Now you're going to play with like a mediocre or lesser quarterback. So you're not going to have the opportunity to put up the same kind of numbers. Treylon Burks, that's it. Treylon Burks, that's the guy that has not worked out. You know, so hell of a deal for Calvin Ridley. God bless him, dude. God bless him. That is so cool. Let's go with a little bit of music history. In 1982, Anaheim, California, Radio City, a band called Metallica made their debut on this date in 82. Yep, they are bummed. They'll never make it. Never. A couple of decades later, in 2003, Ozzy Osbourne held a farewell party for bassist Roberto Trujillo, who was leaving the Prince of Darkness to join Metallica. In 83, John Bon Jovi, Richie Zambora, and Alex John Such formed Bon Jovi. Ooh, she's a little runaway. In 2005, U2 was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Other acts inducted that night were The Pretenders, Buddy Guy, the OJs, and Percy Sledge. It's a hell of a group right there, dude. All worthy, by the way. Every one of them. Big time worthy. In 71, Janis Joplin held her only top 40 hit with Me and Bobby McGee, which went to number one. The Chris Christopherson penned song stayed on top of the Billboard's pop single charts for 2 weeks. And in 73, Elton John topped the singles charts with Crocodile Rock. Man, I can still remember to this day my K-Tel album that had Crocodile Rock in it. Still remember that. Yeah, I'm old. And you are not old if you do not remember a K-Tel album. If you don't know it, you're not old. If you know K-Tel, you're probably old. You're an old fart like me. By the way, pretty cool birthday day today. Stephen Curry is 36 years old. Albert Einstein was born on this date in 1879, died in 1955. Simone Biles is 27 today. Let's see. Actor Daniel Gillis is 48. Brian Quinn, comedian, one of those guys that they play tricks on each other. He's 48. Those three New Yorkers, whatever, that they play practical jokes. Practical jokers. That's it. There you go. That's it. Brian Quinn is one of those dudes. He's the fat guy with the beard. Sophia Bell is 27. Let's see. Quincy Jones. Heavy hitter there. 91 years old. Sasha Grey, actress, 36. Michael Caine, 91. Amir Khan, movie actor, 59. Let's see. There's a couple more I know. Billy Crystal, 76. And that's it. That's it. But it's a pretty good list today, man. Pretty damn good list today, celebrating cumpleaños. Very good. Very good. Let me see do we have any breaking news? Have you seen anything on the Dolphin front at all? DJ Reader, by the way, gets a 2-year deal with the Lions. So CJ Goodwin signs a 1-year deal with the Cowboys. Panthers are going to sign DJ Wanham to a 2-year deal. Let's see. Browns agree to terms with Devin Bush. Re-signed Shelby Harris and Michael Dunn. But nothing on the whole Dolphins side. How about Aaron Rodgers, bro? He's in the news. Holy shit, with the whole Sandy Hook thing now. No, I know he made a statement, but it really didn't address it, actually. Yeah, he knows that it happened, but he didn't really address the whole thing. You know.
Somebody did a quote retweet and put, AI, give me a good apology for.
I tweeted out, dude, when you're a conspiracy theorist, this is what happens. And that's what he is. He's constantly one of these silly conspiracy theorists. And so now maybe he said it to somebody, maybe he didn't. Who knows? I don't know what it is or not, but you can't believe him. He's a flat out liar. Right? He lied about the vaccine. So so you never know if it's like a play on words with him. So unfortunately, you have no credibility. And now now your team, and bro, are you running for vice president now too? Or are you playing football? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? Talk about like distraction. Wasn't he the guy that just put out a tweet about distractions or something like that? And here you go, dude. Like if you've had conversations with Robert Kennedy about this, and you're the one talking about no distractions, you might want to tell Robert, Robert, hey, thank you, man. I'm flattered, but no, don't mention my name because that'll cause uproar and all that. But no, you your ego, you need that, hey, I'm going to be considered for VP because I'm Mr. Smart Guy in the room. I'm smarter than everybody else. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I know about everything. And so this is what happens. Now you get tied to this stuff, and since you have no credibility, nobody can believe what you say. This is a guy that doesn't even, care about his family at all. This is a guy that just like, it's like this is a guy who can't have any relationships. This is a weird dude, bro, and he's a liar on top of all of that. And he's a conspiracy theorist. So now all of this is tied to him, and he can't shake it off because this is your reputation, bro. So now we don't even know if he said it or he didn't say it. But the doubt will always be there because you lack credibility. And physically have lied to everybody. And everybody caught you in that lie. Not a good look for him. And I got to tell you, this is baggage for the Jets. Well, this is going to be a circus this year in that place again.
I look, read what you want into this, but I'm reading that they're going to distance themselves from Aaron Rodgers.
Who says
they are making Alan Lazard available for trade talks?
Oh, wow.
They're starting to distance themselves.
That's it.
They're getting rid of all the Aaron Rodgers players. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
There you go.
13 minutes ago, they made him available.
Yeah.
It's starting, people.
That's
starting.
A-Rod,
vice president?
Yeah. Too many shrooms and too many black rooms. Oh, God. That's it. Too many shrooms and too many dark rooms. Let's put it that way. That's better, right? Because it's a dark getaway, right? Or dark retreat. So too many shrooms and too many dark rooms. Oh, man. Let's see. I don't know about hippie. He's out there, bro. On Aaron Rodgers, see the video from Tosh Show. It's so funny. Oh God, I will. I'll check it out when I get home. Anything from Tosh, I love. Yeah, dude. To go crazy and say it's just people come up with these stupid, all these conspiracy. None of them are proven. None of them. Tom Hanks is not eating babies. Okay. Sandy Hook happened. The election, Trump lost. You know what I mean? It's just like this dumbest shit that goes on out there. And some of you fall for it. And you're either dumb or gullible or just purposely ignorant or hateful or something. I'm not exactly sure, but there's no logic or intelligence behind it. You know what I mean? And it's like you could come up with a theory, but you better have proof. You know what I mean? And usually you have no proof. And it's just all these clowns that come up with all this crap, and it's just, it's sad. It's sad, just weird. Yeah, bro. The QAnon people have like Hollywood people eating babies, and that's how they live forever or some shit. You know, they come up with crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit. It's called shit for brains. Yeah, basically that's what I would call it. That's about accurate.
Joe Mixon was traded to the Texans. They have extended him as well. They've given him an extension.
Okay. All right. It's not a bad move. We got the Panthers tonight against the Hurricanes. It's funny, right? Because we watch the Panthers race, and we're watching a race with the Panthers for the whole league. We're watching what Vancouver does. We're watching what Boston, what the Rangers are doing. And if I'm correct, I think Carolina's the fourth. I want to say Carolina's the fourth in the conference. Our boy. Yeah. Trocheck, yeah. And so it's like, brother, we are brothers and sisters. We are on the edge of our seats watching the best team in hockey trying to maintain the pace of being the best team in hockey to have home ice advantage, right? And just playing great hockey right now. I think they've won like 16 of 18 or something stupid. I forgot what the stat is, but it's just out of control. They are by far the best team in town. You know, they are the ones that have a legitimate shot at winning a title. The Heat have no shot at winning a title. They just overachieve to hell, and if they get there, they're still not going to beat Denver. You know what I mean? If they're able to get by Boston, because Boston wants to choke again or whatever, but Boston should beat them. If Porzingis is healthy, they should beat them. But really, we don't look at the Heat like you look at the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Like the Heat are like that little team and that the little train that could, or what is it? A little car that could, or whatever the hell it is. It is the little train, yeah. The little engine that could, right? That's the Heat, dude. The Heat is just an overachieving, amazing story that we embrace and we love the hell out of it. But we deep down inside, come on, bro. You want this Heat team? You want this Heat team? Or do you want Zoe and Timmy and Marley? The guys that didn't win it, but they went to Eastern Conference Finals and they were, cock-blocked by the Bulls and MJ, like the Knicks were, like the Cavs were, like the Jazz were, like who else am I missing? But you know what I'm saying. Pacers, they were all, it's like the Michael Jordan era. You had no shot. So which team would you rather have? You know what I'm saying? Don't start mixing the eras of basketball, but you know what I mean. Like that team, you would figure had a much better shot at winning a title. Our team, brother, we're giddy and in cloud nine and surprised that Eric Spoelstra was able to cook up another just excellent meal. Because he's just a chef of all chefs. He's the best coach on the planet. I love that guy. I mean, he's just amazing. But that team really isn't that good. This team, this Panther team, it's the greatest Panther team they've ever had. They've just got, and by the way, this goes to the ownership with the front office, because since they took over, all they've done is gotten better in everything. Facilities, players, front office, production. This is going to be, I think we already went over this, their fifth straight year in the playoffs, or sixth? I think it's fifth, right? That's never happened before. And they've got a team that could win it all. Like, they look like the best team in the NHL. The Heat never looked like the best team in the NBA under this bunch here. It's just surprise, surprise. We've overachieved again, and we're there like amazed again. And it's amazing. It really is. Because they've done it with very little overall. And they've gotten great results out of it. But deep down inside, we know what they are, if you're honest with yourself. I had some Heat fan yesterday, blind ass fan, like, oh no, we'll get through this and we'll be back and we'll beat Boston and we'll give Denver a run for their money. And yeah, okay, dude. All right, my brother. Yeah.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
All right, what you got?
I want to give out a victory cigar here real quick. I'm going to play it right now, and then I'll tell you who gets it.
Okay, who gets it?
The University of Miami.
They won?
Hockey team.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes,
They are the division. I don't know how this works, but somehow they're the AAU College Hockey Division III national champions. You know, they beat a team from Florida to win that.
Yeah.
And you know who played in the Division II championships?
No. Who?
FAU played the University of Florida. The Gators ended up winning that.
Oh, okay.
But
so
FAU
like
hockey
southern,
was as well. I'm guessing maybe
like
the
southern,
AAU must be the
it's
the
like
southern
a
thing.
it's like a southern eastern conference type of thing. Okay.
But it was interesting because I was following, we followed George Richards, David Dork, and they were tweeting it. I'm like, national champions.
Yeah,
what?
Man. That's pretty cool.
There you go.
They're
the
pretty
Hurricanes
cool for UM hockey, man. That's right. I forgot.
We're national champions again, baby.
Yeah, man. So UM hockey.
The U is back.
Yeah, the U is back. They win a hockey title before a football title. As Gnarls Barkley would say, ain't that some shit? Whew. I got to tell you, bro. Orvieto's Awards and more. Yes, sir. You got to call my guy, Charles Orvieto, by the way, if you have a business and, top salesman or employee of the month or maybe fantasy guys out there, basketball, baseball, football, you give a trophy at the end, reach out to our friends at Orvieto's Awards and more. They've got custom awards out there, UV printing, laser and computerized engraving, glass and crystal etching, custom engraved gift items, corporate recognition awards, plaques, trophies, medallions, ribbons, bronze plaques, dedication walls, name badges, signs, advertising specialties. They do it all. Diploma lamination, custom framing. Reach out to Charles Orvieto. They're there in North Miami Beach. And by the way, you could call them and do it by mail and everything. 305-949-8098. That's 305-949-8098. And if you want to visit them, they're at 1123 Northeast 163rd Street in North Miami. Go check them out. Friends of ours for a long, long time. Orvieto's Awards and more. Let's see. Come on. Let's talk more about proud conspiracy theorist Rodgers. Let's see. Big O, what do you think about the Dolphins? I love what they're doing so far. And you're going to have to listen to the show 2 days ago and listen to the first half hour. And I thoroughly explain what the plan is and why it makes sense. What they're doing now makes a ton of sense. A ton. So I'm a huge fan of what they're doing. I think they've added good players, smart prices, and very flexible deals because these are just bridge players. And you just got to listen to the plan. I explained it. It's there. I think if you listen to it and give it a moment, you'll find out. By the way, we're here at Hialeah Park, like we are every Thursday, and they've got a beautiful Mustang downstairs that they're giving away, an electric Mustang. And all this month, if you play the slots downstairs, which they have the loosest slots in the state, that is all documented, you will get entries every time you play to maybe win that Mustang. Okay, so come on out here. Second floor poker room is loaded as always. TVs everywhere. They've got the windows so you can make some wagers. Remember, you've got sports gambling. We've got our $100 no regret first bet. You'll see the QR code right there on the screen. Get the phone and use that QR code. Now, if you have a Hard Rock account, don't use the same phone number or email that you do with Hard Rock. This one is Hialeah. You'll go through the Hialeah website. You'll sign up and you'll get use a different phone number or email, and you'll get your first $100, your no regret first bet. So check it out. Go to Hialeah Park's website, make your bet, get your $100, and move on, baby. By the way, I lost money yesterday. I lost money yesterday. So I go to the Hard Rock app Did you guys do it? Because maybe I've already like turned you on to it. There was no MLS. I mean, there was no CONCACAF. There was no Inter Miami Nashville game. I couldn't bet on the game, so there was no player props. You know what I would have done, right? I would have bet Taylor and Suarez. I would have won twice. They got on to me. I've been winning pretty much in every game by betting those two guys. Every single game. I've been talking about it, haven't I? And last night, I go to the Hard Rock app, and I cannot find Inter Nashville. Okay? And I went to soccer, could not find it. They had all kinds of international games. No Inter, no Nashville. I was pissed, dude. And then I'm watching the game, and I'm watching Suarez scores like 8 minutes into the game. And then Taylor comes in later, and he has a beautiful header. And I'm like, yo, dude, I'm supposed to have bank in my pockets here right now because of this. And
going off the live betting, the Panthers the night before, or when the last time they played, when they got down 3-0, it was plus 2,800 for the Panthers to win. Yes.
And did you bet it?
No, I did not.
How did you not?
No, because I was like,
just for the hell of it.
Yeah, but
$5?
Yeah, I probably should have, but
just $5
plus 2,800
just for fun.
Like, looking at, I was like,
now you'll do it next time.
Oh, probably, yeah, more than likely.
Next time,
if it's 1-0, like 2.
Next time, the guy doing Vegas in the math going, well, wait a minute, hold on, 2,800. Let's go 18. They kind of did it last time, you know.
That was crazy. I was sitting there watching the whole time, like, what is going on?
That is awesome. Live line, bro. That's where it's at. I told you guys. Told you. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O, been working so much. Haven't tuned in a couple days. Inform what's been going on. Just kidding. I don't know. I'll get back to listen to the pod. LOL. I will. Okay. I appreciate you, Anthony. Thank you, man. Lenny says the front office needs to wake up and get Spo some real talent instead of what's going on in the cheap and praying for Spo to coach them up to a title. The man needs talent. Yeah, but Lenny, they can't find another star, and they don't have the resources, and that's the problem, you know. And Dame could have come here last year, but he wussed out completely. So what are you going to do? You know, it sucks. Dame could have easily been here, but he just didn't want to play hardball. It happens, ladies and gentlemen. It happens. All right. Huh? What happened?
Bills get a little bit better. They signed Curtis Samuel to replace Gabe Davis.
Okay. Oh, are there any cold storage wallets for iPhones? Tangem. Now, if you just want a wallet online and you could use a PC with it, Exodus will work on your cell phone and on a PC. Okay, Exodus, and it's free. Now remember, that's a custodial wallet. All right, Troy. So you're going to have 12 seed words. Make sure you save those 12 seed words. Don't save them online, Troy. Don't put them on your phone. Don't put them on an email. Don't put them anywhere it can get hacked. Write it down. I showed you a couple days ago from the studio something that you can buy that is a property that is fireproof and everything to save your passwords. I forgot the name of it now, but anyways, you could check out one of the shows there. It has it. But the Tangem wallet you can buy the one with 3 cards. To me, that's a great wallet. And then if you want another one that's good, but okay, it's like that's a warm wallet, not cold. Exodus is one, and Exodus is a good wallet too. Overall, I use Exodus all the time, so I can't tell you that it's bad because I've been using it myself for a couple of years. Yes, sir.
Javon Holland's getting a little.
What happened?
Neil Driscoll sends out a tweet. It says Miami secondary: Jalen Ramsey, Kendall Fuller, Cam Smith, Kader Kohu, Nick Needham, Javon Holland, Jordan Poyer. To which Javon Holland says Elijah Campbell, Ethan Bonner, Saron Neal. That's all.
Okay, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Hey, don't forget about my boys.
Yeah. Elijah Campbell's important.
Yeah, no, it's just funny, like, because it seems like he's getting more vocal on. And again, I don't know if it's something that he always had. He just maybe his rookie year, he's more worried about football. It just feels like he's taking more of a vocal step. Him maybe just backing up the guys, even the guys that were traded. Like, hey, this and that. When somebody was talking bad about him, he came on there. Just good to see him being more vocal.
Yeah. I love Holland. He's an awesome player, dude. He's just fantastic. I felt bad for him because he was playing with 2 bad knee ligaments. I mean, dude, it's bad enough to play with one, both knees. That's brutal, man. That's absolutely brutal. All right, we thank, of course, the Brunetti family, Steve Calabro, all the great people here at Hialeah Park. Everybody making it nice and easy for us to broadcast here in the second floor poker room. We thank Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, that masters this program every single day. Of course, my incredible wife, who has been my savior my entire life, pretty much, but definitely lately here to get to these shows. Without her, I'd be dead in the water. So without her, I'm cooked. I appreciate all of you out there as always. Bitcoin with a tiny pullback and bears getting all excited. Yeah, well, they'll get busted pretty soon because it's going to soar to 75 and 80 pretty soon. We'll see you all tomorrow. We'll be live at the youth fair. We'll give away some passes also at the youth fair. You all be good out there. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. About 4:00 tomorrow, a little later. Okay. And we'll have Manny Navarro and David Furones will join us tomorrow. Be good.